and welcome to level 6, which is the final set of tips for you about building your influence and your persuasion ability. So let's just run through some tips that I think you'll find helpful and useful. And it'll remind us of some of the things that we've looked at as well. Remember, number one, the emotional gate that's in the brain, the gate that allows the logic to work. It will only work. The logic will only work. Trust will only happen when people feel that their base brain, their midbrain, their lower brain has been acknowledged and responded to. That's empathy. Empathy with the emotional state. Somebody's in a rush, empathy. Somebody wants to think it through and they're worried, empathy. And it can be so frustrating, but empathy, being understood, allows people to open the gate and say, okay, if you understand me and the way I'm thinking and behaving, actually, all that's so frustrating. If you understand me, I'll start talking to you about the logic and the facts. Then we can begin to persuade. Number two, always negotiate. Always push back a little bit. People don't trust you if you don't negotiate. If you just say yes, 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 even with your boss. If your boss says, I want this done, you say, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust it with this. I'm going to adjust the time with that other project, or I'm going to flex it with this person. Always push back a little bit. It shows that you're not a pushover. And it also shows that you're thinking about reality. So it's a very, very healthy thing to do. Number three, I think that makes sense on its own, doesn't it? Make sure we deliver. We can't build trust and influence and persuasion if we don't deliver, because we will get a reputation just like that for no delivery, which won't do us any good when we're trying to persuade. Remember the 6-step sequence from level 3. So the current situation, the downside and problems, the options, the recommendations that you'd like to talk through, the risk management of those recommendations, and then the production of a plan. And finally, welcome objections from people, listen, negotiate, and if they are strong, push back strongly, firmly, professionally, talking about the consequences. What do I need to do to convince you? These other strong phrases that we covered back in level 5. So thank you so much for taking this journey on this quest with us. And I am sure your persuasion abilities, your influencing abilities will rise dramatically if you put into place just some of those tips and ideas.